Welcome back to another reaction for Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2, Episode 4. Now let's see, are we going to fight against North Italy? Operation Hammer. Right? Iron Hammer? Hammer? Whatever. Sounds like we are fighting against Italy, right? Why don't we have a lighter? Does this word does not have lighter? Pretty sure that these got invented after the lighter? Yeah. Yeah, my hair. Looks like Otto von Bismarck. With a twirly beard and stuff. The Empire's unstoppable march continues. Continue. Rapid advance. The Empire's something rapid advance continues. Can't read that. Abel von Odador. It's like they used all typewriting and just threw it in a mixer.
作戦発動中に留守とはな。
勝手に入り込むとは。機密という単語を知っているか。
何、朝飯でも一緒にどうかと思ったのだが。また泊まり込みか。
家に帰ったとて誰もおらんからな。
サイ君は娘さんとまだ南部の実家に。
ああ、娘婿が死んでからはずっとだ。まだ心の整理がつかんらしい。
I'm assuming that is whose grave he visited? Or whom's grave?
はしていただろうが、今の帝国ではありふれた悲劇か。
Again, pretty sure these were invented after later. Maybe that is why he's using them, high quality or high tech.
構わんぞ。もっとマシな寝床を用意する。
構わん。寝ればどこも同じだ。もう作戦は始まっている。健康一滴の大規模反撃戦だ。
Oh, counted.
これで終わらせたいものだな。
Oh. A big counterattack. I assumed Operation Iron Hammer, or what it was called, was to potentially fight against Italy, because you know the nail that sticks out gets hammered in, and they wanted to be some kind of slime ball, so they would go against them. But it's a big offensive against, I guess, the Federation to end the war, which not how it works against like Russia, but sure, give it a try.
無賠償、無割譲、無条件という条件は飲めない。それが上の結論だ。
To be honest, I'm on their side. I mean, Germany here didn't even start the war. They just escalated it. They got attacked. They fought back. They are winning. And I was like, yeah, how about we go back? How about we just forget everything? I would be like, no, fuck you. Give me my shit. I earned it.
となれば、我々はマシな条件を勝ち取らねばならんが。
安全保障が最優先です。干渉地帯として非武装地帯の
Okay, wait. Security guarantees are our top priority. A demilitarized buffer zone and reparations if possible. Sounds a little bit like the Allies. Like World War One, right? Maybe get a little bit of land, get a buffer zone, like the, what was it, the Ardennes or something? No, it was something along those lines. And some war reparations, makes them go bankrupt, lets them elect a social nationalist leader to then rise back up.
地帯として非武装地帯の設定可能であれば賠償を。
交渉継続は結構ですが。
Which, to be honest, it's not even that much to ask, is it? Give us war reparations and a zone, demilitarized zone. That is not unheard of. That is like nothing, right? They took over all of France, all of the Entente coalition or whatever, all of the North. They took a little bit of the Federation. I don't know how much. And they're like, you know what? Give us a little bit of space here and there. Give us money. Give us so we can reimburse ourselves. And everything is good. Now, I don't know if that means they would give back the land. Would they give back totally not France and totally not Denmark? Totally not Norway? Or would they keep that?
政治職一職とは最高統帥府の意向だ。実務者としての意見もあるだろうが、こらえてもらいたい。時間となりました。
Iron Hammer. Now, they did mention no enemy air force. However, we know that the Federation called back the mages, and they are willing to use those, so air combat is going to get a little bit dicey.
始めようか。
That's a lot of planes. What is this music? This sounds like an ad. Like, join today our fantastic military. Right? Planes, troopers.
司令部より開封命令です。
A sealed order from commander. Double sealed order.
司令部より開封命令です。
Which, these are supposed to be really secure, especially at the time. I mean, maybe not in this time, but earlier this was the normal way you would seal a letter in like the Middle Ages. And from what I have read or heard, these were really hard to fake. Because you had your own little seal, which, you know, already is really hard to duplicate. And the wax was in such a state that it was really hard to pry it open without destroying the seal. Therefore, the other party knew it was intercepted. So these were pretty secure, even though it feels like it always felt like, oh, this is just for show. They put some wax on it and stamp a seal on. No, pretty secure, seemingly, at least from what I heard. Maybe were some few specialists who could maybe reliably get to the content without destroying the seal. But I assume they were few and far between.
司令部より開封命令です。
さて、何を言ってよこしたか。
It's time for war.
空挺？むちゃくちゃだな。橋が遠すぎては。将校集結。即時にかかってくれ。
了解しました。
They're doing a Normandy or what?
できていないのに前線を押し込んだとてまた押し戻されるだけだろうに。
補給不足も解消されないままだ。
無条件での講和がまとまるはずが、ここに来ての。
I don't know how you. Even if I was in this war, I didn't want to be in this war. I would fight for a country. I would be like, you know what? I don't want unconditional surrender or peace. Fuck that. We worked so hard to get where we are. Give me shit. At least give me a new home or whatever. If this was like Stellaris, we would do white peace and we would get all the land at least.
大規模攻勢とは。
少佐殿、本作戦において自分はどのような働きをすれば。
何、そこまで難しく考えることもあるまい。
Don't die?
行けと言われれば行く、戻れと言われれば戻る。
ごちゃごちゃしている間に戦闘も終わるってわけだ。
訓練された将校は切り替えが迅速を極めるものだが。
やっぱ戦闘には甘いものだよな。
独り占めずるい。
ちょっと全部はダメでしょ全部。
私も彼らを見習わねばならんな。まだ講和の目が消えたわけでもなし、己の仕事をするだけだ。待たせたな、諸君。本作戦の。
It's already funny that she's on a box just to talk to them. It's even funnier that even though she's on a box, they already did make her a little podium. She's still smaller than them. You know, if you're already doing this, maybe get a box that makes you as tall as them.
本作戦の目的は敵や戦軍の包囲殲滅、連邦主軍を壊滅させ、その戦争継続能力を奪うことにある。作戦の肝は敵地後方の大河を巨大な障壁に見立てることだ。これを障壁たらしめるべく、すでに空挺部隊が降下を完了。数カ所の橋で封鎖を進めている。そして先見した高火力兵を後続で増強。敵の進路と補給を締め上げる。無論敵も死に物狂いで橋を取り返しに来るぞ。何としても高火力兵を支え死守せねばならない。よってここからが機動戦の粋と呼べる。
Which is your strongest suit so far. It's a little bit weird that we only get told after the parachute troopers already dropped. However, security-wise, it makes sense. What I find also interesting is that they are already set up and defend in a defensive position.
機構戦力を主軸とした鉄槌により敵戦区をぶち抜き、敵地後方の降下部隊と合流。完全に敵の退路と補給線を断ち切り、敵や戦軍を分割包囲する。その後、包囲した連邦軍を友軍が徹底的に叩き潰す。連邦首脳がもう二度と戦争をしたくなくなるほどにな。本作戦における我々の仕事は突進の先鋒、中央打通組だ。遅れれば高火力兵の諸君が全滅しかねん。責任は重大だぞ。
Okay. So, the idea is essentially suicide attack. Parachuters are in position, we ram into the enemy, get to the parachuters at all costs, don't care about supply lines because, hey, you are not getting any reinforcements. And you hold the position and hope your allies come and defeat the enemy. Now, we only have one group I guess they have like different groups that are going to the other bridges, because if you don't reinforce all the bridges, then as soon as one of them is open, the enemy can flee over that direction. So that is already a little bit questionable. Also, even if you defeat a lot of enemies, I mean, it's only sort of similar to Russia. The Russians at the time, or Soviet Union that is, they, even though they lost a lot of enemies got surrounded and got captured. I mean, millions and millions of troops got encircled. They still were able to get more people to fight. So this may not be able to win the war. Now, she did say, in the hope that the higher-ups are going to be like, you know what, let's just not continue fighting. Let's be more open for the peace talks. Also, are we not still in winter? The whole point of waiting was because, winter bad and spring.
中佐殿、機動戦は航空優勢が必須であります。空から撃たれながらの移動は不可能ですが。
I mean, fair enough. But if you didn't have air superiority, how did the paratroopers make it all the way? Because, yes, this is essentially what you need. You need air superiority so your bombers, or in this case, paratroopers, can even land. This was one of the big parts for, like, Normandy invasion.
安心したまえ。すでに友軍が航空優勢を確保したそうだ。
だとしても敵の防衛網は厳重です。塹壕戦こそ構築されていませんが、どのように突破を？
こちらを見たまえ。こちら。
She's too small. Again, let's make a bigger podium.
連邦軍の管轄図。
Federation Command Jurisdiction Map. How do we get this? Okay. So we have a bunch of blobs, which is us. A bunch of big blobs, which is them. I can't help but see some of the big blobs being on the other side of the river. But essentially the idea is to stop all of them. It sounds like the idea is to make the enemy panic?
でありますか。
さよう。参謀本部の情報やどもは敵戦区の感激をうがたせる腹のようだ。
戦闘団の規模で敵の間を縫って進むなど本当に可能なのですか？味方との連携も取れないですよね。
諸君らの不安は理解できる。よって小細工を行うことにした。
Okay.
小細工でありますか？
その通りだ、アーレンス隊。
I feel like you just got nominated as a participant in this little trick.
なんとしても我々を川まで送り届けてくれたまえ。
Oh, that is a trick. I see.
タンクでさんと思った以上にお尻が痛いですね。
確かにな。だが飛行による魔導反応を抑制すれば他の魔導部隊に注目を集めることができる。連邦軍は上空の魔導士ばかりを警戒するゆえ突破の成功率は格段に上がる。
Okay, the trick is you let someone, you bait someone else. They are playing bait for you. Also, is this the Federation? Yeah. The Empire? Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you have air superiority and you have this amount of firepower, couldn't you just bomb the enemy? Wouldn't that be easier to just bomb them?
上空の魔導士ばかりを警戒するゆえ。
I don't even know. Are bombs even a thing? Just like between World War I and II?
突破の成功率は格段に上がる。索敵のための視界も良好だ。
敵襲！3時方向！
周囲は敵の陣地だらけ。もし敵に見つかれば、肉壁の我々はいい的か。
Did she steal all the chocolate and not give it back?
しっかり捕まれ。
Is it already summer? Doesn't look like mud. Couldn't be spring, definitely not winter. So like 3 days of driving? I'm surprised you have enough fuel.
一時方向伏撃です。
Shouldn't these be your people?
待てウッサー。あのヘルメット味方だ。味方の効果傭兵だ。
How about we don't identify people with the color? Unless everyone has the same colored helm. I would be careful. I don't want to be ambushed.
そういうボウフレボウ。
戦友よ。
よく耐えたな。
本当によく来てくれた。
戦闘団の専任指揮官デグレチャフ中佐だ。何か必要なものは。
3日近くの孤立ですでに弾薬が残り少なく。
直ちに手配しよう。代わりと言ってはなんだが、少し水を分けてもらうぞ。
水？
There's a river. There's a fucking river.
水ならいくらでも。
それは君たちが得た獲物だろ。水と弾薬の
I mean, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, it's their river, sure. It's a nice little gesture of like, hey, this is your prize. You don't want to take it away from you. It's like, hey. Also, it's a little trade, so you don't owe us anything. Okay.
確かに我々の獲物でした。後で記念撮影でもすることにします。
はい、カメラ一式の手配はお任せください。
突破成功。第6降下両兵連隊とレルゲン戦闘団が接触しました。
It is, to be honest, a very anticlimactic operation they just drove through. Now that I think about it, what if the enemy just charges forward into our own country? Because the front line is now less defended because a lot of people went through to support the paratroopers. So they probably have an easier way or easier time to break through the enemy lines.
レルゲン戦闘団？失礼、サラマンダー戦闘団の秘匿故障です。
全隊直ちに包囲戦へ移行。すでに移動を開始しています。
よし、捕らえたな。ここからが本番だ。敵の海運動をくじくぞ。
でしたら
We will stop the enemy's attempt to break out.
くじくぞ。
でしたら反撃部隊の頭を狩るのが一番早いでしょう。
司令部を直撃しろと？どこの部隊にそんな余裕が？
I guess the Salamander unit. This is, I mean, now that we are like 2 or 3 days in to the enemy alliance, now starting some attacks with the flying mages, I feel like would be very effective. They wouldn't really try to have a lookout for like the back of their lines. So maybe we can sneak attack them at least a couple times before they you're privy to that the mages could be all around them.
もったいぶるなゼトゥは。この種の仕事にうってつけの猟犬を頭部で放し飼いにしておるではないか。
やつか。
しかり。
敵陣地は予想以上に強固。各所で苦戦している模様。
くそ、相変わらず参謀本部は人使いが荒い。一旦引く。バイス少佐、その
This is a perfect encapsulation of you being in a workplace, you're doing good work, the work of 2 or 3 people, and instead of getting a good reward and they'll, giving you a little bit more off time, you get even more work because you're so good.
軽傷8、一番の重傷は尻に一発もらった間抜けです。戦闘継続に支障はありません。
支障あるだろう。こんな追加作業で酷使される言われはない。万が一の敵増援もある。ここは引き上げるぞ。え？陣地を突破し司令部を見つけたとしても、それが本当に司令部だとは限らん。
と言いますと、
偽装の降参が濃厚。つまり罠だ。罠に決まっている。このまま赤い布へ突進する牛になれと。
はあ。
運よく敵の司令部を見つけたとしても、それは本当に司令部なのだろうか。本当に。よって対地襲撃隊列のまま離脱しながらの捜索撃滅に努めよう。離脱しながら。仕事は誠実にこなすべきだ。
I mean, how the show is going, we're coming across the real HQ, right? Which is then going to give her more accolades, which is going to give her more jobs because she's doing such a good job.
正当な報酬の範疇でなければ。
方向見つけました。
何？
敵司令部です。間違いありません。
見つけただと。あのバカ散々誤認しておきながらなぜこんな時だけ。
中佐殿、今こそ牛になる時ですね。
あくそ。
全隊へ通達。敵陣地および司令部付近にて行動している部隊は直ちに退避せよ。急いで。
I mean, right, she doesn't like praying to him. But I would do this all the time. Fuck it. If I can fire a nuke just by praying to him, saying his name, wouldn't that... It would make all of these fights so much easier.
敵司令部を直撃。レルゲン戦闘団がやってくれました。
敵の組織的な脱出も見られていたところです。
包囲から全面的に脱出されることは阻止しました。現状を望める最大限の成果かと。
諸君、我々はやり遂げたぞ。
We have done it. Right. We, as the command units that are sitting here, we have done it. I mean, you could argue they put the right people into the right position for the right job. But it's mostly the soldiers, right? I mean, the paratroopers being able to hold out for multiple days, for the reinforcements, the Iron Hammer unit, reinforcing them, and then the rest of the units go and slowly but surely destroy them. Have we? Have we won? I feel like the war's not over.
いやあ、デグレチャフ中佐。
これはカランドロ大佐殿。
見事にやり遂げたな。連邦もここまで大敗すれば停戦は時間の問題だろう。
しかし数カ所で組織的な離脱を許したとの報告もあります。
何、取りこぼしは仕方あるまい。
いずれにせよ 講和が成立するまでは戦争かと。
まったく気を緩めないのは結構なことだ。
どうでしょう、お二人で記念写真をいかがですか？
いや、私は遠慮しておくよ。勝ったのは帰国だ。では。では。
さ、中佐殿、ポーズを。もっと自然に笑ってください。もう少し。にー。
少しは罪滅ぼしになったか。
I guess his daughter? Now, naturally there's not going to be ceasefire, because the Federation still has not used their mage unit that they specifically called back for this war.
これで貴様の元帥号も時間の問題だな。
嬉しいことを言ってくれるが、誉れは同様に受けるべきだろう。
何、主導権が誰かは明らか。友也、君はやり遂げたのだ。誇りたまえ。
礼を言うべきか。
私にか？将兵にか？
将兵にだろうな。今ならモスコーすら進撃の選択肢に入る。
Why do I feel like that is always a bad thing to say? It's like, oh, Moscow is so close and you never reach it.
理屈だけはだぞ。
やはり兵站は厳しいか。
鉄道網の再建が絶望的だ。何より停戦交渉が優先だろう。宣告レルゲン大佐からの報告が届いたばかりだ。停戦の合意は時間の問題。連邦側も講和案を調整中だと。
失礼します。両閣下にご連絡が。最高統帥府による緊急会合だそうです。
I can't read this. I don't know what Lesebericht? Vielleicht? What the fuck?
かろうじて戦力は残っているようだが、このざまとはな。政治局が手打ちに従うのも当然だが、愛しの妖精さも諦めろと。
I mean, you could ask for maybe in the peace treaty for her. Let's see if she's willing to offer herself for peace, because our girl wants peace. But naturally, this is going to be where God is going to get involved. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Demands are overwhelmingly one-sided.
国は勝利に酔っている。国内の実情も知らず、プロパガンダに踊らされている。まったくこれだから統制されていない修具主義は。やはり我々は政治で戦うべきだな。いやはや恋人は応援されるものですな。
She's a little girl, come on.
現時点での軍事境界線を境に全軍が停戦。現有支配地は暫定的な統治とみなし、領有権の移譲は行わない。国境数十キロには非武装地帯を設定。現在、帝国が占領した連邦領では住民による帰属・独立投票を条件に。
Presently occupied territories will be given the opportunity to vote for independence or join us. Okay, not so good, right? I mean, why would they join you?
独立投票を条件に、 多国籍の監視を受け入れ、講和成立とともに投票。軍がイルドア経由でまとめた外交合意案で間違いありませんね。
I did not hear any war reparations and all of that. The rest sounds solid. A little bit of war reparations and this would be a good deal.
ええ、その通りです。
こんなものが優位な条件だと本気でそうおっしゃるのですか？
何？
いかにも。軍は本条件を最良のものと認識し、かつ支持します。
失礼ですが、それでも帝国軍人ですか？こんな条件でどうして講和などこ
んな条件？将兵の献身があればこそ、このような条件を相手に飲ませられるのですぞ。
どうやら国内の世論をご掌握されてないですね。
こうした条件での停戦講和などとても認められます。
Oh, I was wondering what he meant political war. What he meant, because I assumed maybe he's going to discredit how badly they are losing and therefore the Germans are not as keen, or the Empire is not as keen to go for peace. But it sounds like he's more going, hey, we are losing so badly that unless they take essentially everything, our whole lunch money, they're not really forcing their power. Because the news was like, oh, overwhelmingly one-sided, massive war reparations. But this peace treaty is like, hey, we keep our land that we took. We have the demilitarized zone. The land we took, the citizens can vote for independence as soon as we have this peace. And that's it. No war reparations. We don't even get to guarantee a guarantee to keep the land we took. So it looks like in the public view of our citizens that we proceed out. And we can't have that, can we?
帝国の被った損害は甚大です。賠償を取らない限り国家財政は
破綻するでしょうな。最悪、国家機構まで危うい。誠に恐れ多いことを承知で申し上げるなら、提出の安寧とてでしょう。
閣下、問題発言ですぞ。
軍人が恐れるべきは外敵でしかありません。内乱を恐れ、国家の大事を誤るぐらいであれば、内乱上等では？
ルーデルドルフ中将、作戦の担当者である機関にお伺いしたい。帝国軍はこれ以上の勝利を望み得ぬとお考えですか？
率直に言えば難しいでしょう。
難しい。
さよう、難しいでしょ
う。Those are some huge zongas.
不可能とは言わないのですね。
我々軍人の職務は外敵から祖国を守ること。そのためにこれまであまたの将兵が犠牲を払ってきたのです。さらなる犠牲を払う価値があるかは分かりません。しかし無限の犠牲を前提としたとき、今さらどうして無責任に勝てぬと言えましょうか。
さらなる勝利のために必要な措置を講じることができれば勝算はあるのですね。
I mean, technically, nothing is impossible, right? As he's saying, if you're willing to sacrifice everything, then we may win. You're going to lose on all other fronts, but the last person that is going to be alive in the Empire may be a winner.
では我が国の未来のために戦っていただかねば。
たとえどれだけの犠牲を払ってでも、
これまでの犠牲を無駄にはできない。
Now that is what Tanya was saying like 2 episodes ago or whatever. This is sunk cost fallacy. Because before it was understandable. Now you have a piece you could do. You could even ask for war reparations. Be like, hey, we take less land. We give some land back, but we get war reparations as example. But they are like, hey, we already sacrificed too much. We want everything.
ならば、さらなる犠牲も覚悟の上です。
One course fallacy.
よろし
い。よせ。
そこまで勝てとおっしゃるなら
やめろ。
勝ってご覧に入れましょう。
その口をつぐめ、ルーデルドルフ。
いかなる犠牲を払ってでも我が軍は勝利いたします。
Now, this is going to be a forever war. I mean, technically, you can be like, yeah, we are going to win. We're going to get something more. But it's like, at what point is it enough?
じゃあ取りますね。
Did you develop these? Or are you just showing them to the sun so they get ruined?
あれ?
For fuck's sake. Oh, those photos gone.
なんで?
Oh, she had a... No one was like, hey, you have the silver thing on top, you know, there's no glass there. Whoa. What's going on? And I also feel like she doesn't have the equipment to develop them on the front lines. I mean, you need like different solutions, and you need a dark room so they don't get damaged. There's a lot of stuff going on with these. So we are caught in an endless war. Perfect. So we have our guy going on his daily walk to the graveyard, I guess. I'm assuming this is his son-in-law's grave. They have a little bit of a talk. You go Iron Hammer. We drop some paratroopers that are taking over the bridges so the enemy can't retreat. We then break through and reinforce the paratroopers and hope that our reinforcements come and rout the enemy. Now, to stop them from forming a better retreat or even a counterattack, we take out the enemy HQ successfully. And we have succeeded in our operation. And we could have had peace. A peace that had all the land we got, we would keep. We would have a demilitarized zone, which was one of the requirements we wanted. The people in those territories we took over would be able to vote to stay with us or become independent after the peace is signed. And that was the agreement. No war reparations, nothing else. And the top rank is asking our guy, hey, could you win? Could you succeed? And he's like, if we have unlimited sacrifices, who am I to say we could not win? And that is why we have an endless war now. Tanya is going to be very happy about the news that she's going to be in this war forever. And the Federation now is able to rally behind essentially an extinction Because before it was a war where the Federation was the aggressor, and people in the Federation were probably unwilling to support too much. But now it's an attack on the Federation. That means all the nationals are going to be more willing to defend, which is not going to be good. This is going to be a bloodbath.